It's the Hip Hop Matrix Show.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
It's the Hip Hop Matrix Show with J.Hall and DJ Akademiks.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Let's get it.
Yeah, it's the Hip Hop Matrix Show, HHMS. Myself, J.Hall, this brother right here, DJ Akademiks. What's good with you, my brother?
That's right, homie. What's happening, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm a little, we recording in the morning. We usually record at night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little worn out.
I know. I feel better right now.
Yeah, you actually feel better. I'm actually, because I do a run in the morning. So I'm actually a little I feel like I got knocked upside the head. My body's still beat up a little bit. But I'm okay, though.
Well, I did a cheat day on my diet, so I need to get in the gym.
What's a cheat day for DJ Akademiks?
Eating bread.
Okay, I'm on that right now. I'm with you. I'm doing a no bread thing right now for
Yeah,
like 30 days.
I ate more bread yesterday than I've eaten in 2 months put together.
Yo, I was at a event yesterday at the National, the Black, we call it the Black Museum here in D.C., the African American Museum in D.C., but we call it the Black Museum. And I got a chance to check out the Oprah exhibit. And man, the money that was in that Oprah exhibit. There's a part where you
is that new or has that always been?
So it's been there, but I think it's just not open. Where her name has always been there, but her actual display is actually open. So when you go in there, you see all sorts of media people, man, black people, Ed Bradley, all that. But you see a lot of Oprah. Okay. Yeah. And so there's one part in there where Oprah is talking about the moment that really sticks out in her head. She talked about how when she forgot her first $20 million check.
She forgot it.
She says, no, she talked about how.
Like when she got it.
Yeah, when she got it.
Said she forgot it.
And she talked about how she, the people that came before her and everything, how inspirational, and everybody that lined up just for her to get this $20 million check. And she was like, she got emotional. So she said she wrote in the back of check all the things, the inspirational things that she want to live by. And I was like, yo, that was real, because she could have went the route like, when I bought my first house, she could have, played a little humble role. She's like, no, when I got my first $20 million. I was like, yo, you could have been set then. You know what I'm saying? Like $20 million?
Sheesh.
You would have been like, Oprah could have been good in 98. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't have to keep going. Yeah, man, it's good. I encourage everybody when you go to the African American Museum.
She's dropping bees on people.
Which is a dope museum. It's a dope museum.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a great museum.
But make sure you check out Oprah.
Like I haven't been in like a year. I went like around time when it first opened.
And
a couple months. I went a couple months after it first.
And so
opened.
It's celebrating its 2-year anniversary. I didn't realize it's been 2 years already.
Yeah, it's been that long.
It's been 2 years already.
It was
man.
it was like open for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
maybe 6 months when I went.
So make sure you check out Oprah. And listen, if you're not inspired by Oprah, and one thing they pointed out that it took Oprah 15 years to get her shot. 15 years. She worked for 15 years.
She was in B-More too.
15 years. Yeah, she was in B-More for like 7 years.
Yep.
She was in Nashville, Baltimore, then she went to Chicago. 15 years before Oprah got her opportunity. Some of you be like, I've been grinding hard for like the past 2 years. Oprah did 15 years, yo, just to get a small sample of what, dog, come on, man. If you're not inspired by Oprah, man, you have no soul. I'm sorry. You're Thanos. That's how I feel. You're Thanos. All right? You have no soul. But welcome. It's WHMS. I go left when we talk about Oprah, but we got a lot we're going to get into, man. A whole bunch of stuff that kicked off. We got comedian beef. You know what I mean? We got rappers. You know what I'm saying? Getting in trouble. So we got a lot that we're going to get into for the show.
People hating over funny money.
People hating over funny money. Rich people. I love it when rich people hate on rich people because it's just funny to watch as a broke person.
Duh.
A couple anniversaries we're going to celebrate. So as usual, make sure you hit us up on our Twitter at WHMS98. Follow me at J.Hall Radio. This guy right here, DJ Akademiks. And let's get into the show. Yo, so let's get into it. I don't know if you got a chance to hear, but the news broke out that Suge Knight took a plea for 28 years for the incident back in 2015 where his car ran over a Terry Carter on the street.
30-year plea?
Yeah, man.
Is that a plea or is that just life?
Remember, that was on the Straight Outta Compton movie set when allegedly he got upset because he didn't like how he was being portrayed. So he came up to the movie set and Terry Carter, and I think the gentleman's name was Bones, met him at the gate, and then he just ran, and he claimed that he was in danger of his life. Well, he took a plea for 28 years, man. Is the Suge Knight situation finally done?
I mean, 30 years, yeah, I'd say so.
If you took a plea for 28, what were you facing?
Like 50.
Man, I mean that is
not a
crazy.
Plea. It's not even a plea. It's just like
is that really a plea?
It's not a deal. You just giving me life.
I mean, it's so crazy to think that Suge has been such a force in hip hop for such a long time, And when you think about where he started to where he's going at the moment, it's upsetting because it's like
Oh, he's going to jail forever.
You had the potential.
For the rest of his life.
When you
Suge's
think about
already
potential
pushing 50. He got to be.
Is there been an entity like Death Row that self-imploded to get to that magnitude and just F it all up amongst themselves?
Just blow up. I mean,
And you think about the reign wasn't that long. It was about like 2 years, 3, maybe 4 max.
What, MySpace?
Oh, snap.
Vine? Something like that.
Tupac was a little Terrio, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, that's crazy.
Blows up and then it just disappears. Black Planet.
Yo, Black Planet, that's crazy. There's a lot of things, Black Planet. I didn't get a chance. I missed the Black Planet wave, but I was on MySpace, though.
Yeah.
I was on MySpace.
MySpace ran the world for like 5-6 years.
Remember when they tried to come back?
Yeah, they tried to come back.
They had like a commercial and everything, right? I think Mac Miller, rest in peace, was in the commercial.
They even had a record label.
They had a record. Whoa, MySpace had a record label?
MySpace was starting a record label.
Who was signed to MySpace?
Boss Man out of B-More. He was there.
Really?
Yeah, because they used to have the MySpace music pages, so they tried to go from that and actually start a whole record company.
Wait. So how did that go? Like they were in
Apparently
Baltimore?
It didn't do good. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, were they in Baltimore?
I mean, it was a national company, but I mean, they just had an artist that was from Baltimore. That's all.
Oh, okay. How Boss Man feel about that?
I mean, we had to ask him.
So they wasn't no Death Row. That's for sure.
No, the record company wasn't a Death Row, but MySpace was a Death Row.
It seemed like it's unfortunate. There's a few things that kind of come and go. It's almost like they were never there. I mean, this generation will never know the impact that a Suge Knight had. You know, when Suge Knight used to show up at the concerts, people were shook. People were really shook of Suge. You know? And nobody would ever call him by his real name to his face, to my knowledge.
Nobody was saying Marion.
Nobody was going to call that man Marion.
Nah, nobody was saying Marion.
But it goes to show you that he never really. I watched the interview with Corrupt recently. He talked about how like some people stay stuck, like they never really evolve with the times. And Suge Knight, unfortunately, was one of those individuals who never really got out of the 90s mentally. Even when he got out of jail, he never adapted to the new way things were going. You remember how, allegedly.
You thought you could still run up on people and.
Yeah.
Nobody was around. He was good. There's cameras everywhere.
And viral made him look not so invincible. Like when he got knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was the start. Boom.
That was the start. That was the chink in the armor, right?
Yeah.
And then now you got this situation. Then, you didn't have the dye in the beard, so the beard started looking great. And then you start talking about, you can't see out of one eye and everything. We all know he was doing that to try to get over, but you Suge Knight, baby. It's just unfortunate it had to go that route. When you think about the roster that Death Row created, you think about the Dog Pound, you think about Snoop Dogg, you think about, they didn't create Tupac, but Tupac jumped on board, Dr. Dre, and they were from the umbrella of NWA. There was no reason why they should not still be around like a Def Jam. Hell, even the Bad Boy, even though I can't really name an artist on Bad Boy besides French Montana, but Bad Boy is still around.
Yeah, Bad Boy is still around.
Yeah, and there should be no reason why Death Row should not have still been around. I mean, when Dre left, they should have been able to keep on
evolved
going.
with the times.
That's true.
Evolved with the times.
Remember when Manny Fresh left Cash Money? There was a slight talk. People thought Cash Money was over, but they kept it moving.
Yeah. Well, Wayne kept it moving.
But they kept it moving. But there's no reason why Death Row should not have been able to keep it moving afloat when Dre left. You still had Daz as the producer and all that good stuff. So the fact that Suge's going to jail.
Did a lot of those hits for Tupac that people don't really give him the credit for.
Oh, no, absolutely. Tupac definitely was the Kevin Durant that came onto the squad. Came onto the Superstar squad. It was almost unfair.
Yeah, it was unfair when he came there.
Yeah. And, it was always rumors that he wasn't going to stay long.
No, he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
He was trying to get out.
I wonder if him and Suge would have, fell out, really fell out when you really think about the kind of person Tupac was and the kind of person Suge was, being two dominant males like that.
Yeah, he had a kind of a 360 deal back then. It was like his house was involved in the 360. Deal. His everything, his cars was involved in his deal. It was, I don't know, it was crazy.
The Tupac situation remind me of a college graduate. When you are in debt, you working and everything, you got the job that you wanted, but you just in debt, and all your money is pretty much going to these people, and your other money going to these people, and that's like what the Tupac situation remind me of. But when you do 28 years, I don't think Suge is necessarily going to be no punk in there, but I wonder how comfortable his jail cell going to be. Like, I was watching Goodfellas, and they was in there cooking steak. Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's going to be a mafioso boss like that, where he going to just be in there, cooking steak and just, you might as well get comfortable. 28 years, I mean, you already, what? Suge's already, what, 50?
He got to be at least 50.
Yeah.
Over that. He got to be older than that, because, I mean, Pac was 25 when he got killed.
And Suge was older than him then,
22
right?
years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Suge was like 30-something then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's got to be, matter of fact, he might be even pushing 60.
I don't even know if you can say hold your head when it comes to something like that. Because
28
Suge
years,
Knight.
that's basically the rest of your life when you're 60. I mean,
Yeah.
Get out 90 years old. I mean, what type of
Yeah, I got a homeboy who 35.
Might as well just stay there.
I got a homeboy who 35 and decided he was gonna bang out in the streets. I'm like, homie, if you get caught now, it's a wrap. You're gonna get locked up in your 30s, bro. Like,
your life is over.
Your life is over, bro. Like,
just settle in at the prison because you ain't never coming home. And if you ever do come home, you might just want to go back because you're so used to that.
Well, this make me want to go listen to some old Death Row records, but I don't know what to say. Hold your head when it comes to Suge. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be all right because he's affiliated, but it's a shame, unfortunately, when you think about the legacy. Have you gotten a chance to listen to Eminem's album, Kamikaze?
Yeah, I listened to it.
What you think about it?
I thought it was good. I couldn't complain about it. It was better than previous joints he was putting out.
I agree.
Yeah, much better.
I agree. He is not, we're seeing a different type of Eminem, I would say.
Yeah,
Eminem
he was pissed. MGK got in his butt.
Well, before I even want to get to that,
he gave him an 8 Mile, he
used to be the type of person who claimed he didn't care about the critics. And recently, he posted an ad, his label, they posted an ad where they put the cover of the album and all the negative criticism that came with it from like Pitchfork and everybody who had something negative to say about the album.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's like a big FU or that's like a downfall because Eminem's, he's always just put his music out and go back in his cave. And now it seems like he's like really like affected by how people feel about him. Like the game kind of almost.
Because he knows it's a new wave and people aren't waiting on him anymore.
Oh.
Back then, people were waiting on Eminem. We'll come back, Eminem. Come back, Eminem. And now people are like, oh.
And it's also a new game where it's not just about your lyrics
Eminem,
anymore.
We forgot about him. Whatever happened to him?
Yeah.
Ain't he like crying in the corner somewhere about his daughter or something?
Yeah. I mean, now your daughter's on IG because she grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there is no, I don't know too many artists we like wait for like that. I mean, Beyonce. People wait for Beyonce,
that's
but
the last of it.
Yeah, that's like, but we don't.
The last of the
we
Mohicans.
don't like sit around waiting on artists no more because there's so much that you can give us, and I think he kind of is upset that nowadays it's not just about the lyrics. It used to be you can put your album out, all the talk was done. Mm-hmm. Now it's like you can't just put your album out. You gotta, be personable. You gotta have something on IG. You gotta have something in your Twitter.
You gotta still be popping.
You gotta still be popping. You can't. I mean, when you think about
the work ain't done when the album's out.
Yeah, the work is not done, and I think that he misses that era too. And I think that he looked up, and now it's not even about your lyrics. You can be as nice on the mic. Now people are making memes about the way you rap. You know what I mean? I don't know if you saw that video of that guy who's like Eminem raps like oink oinks and the toys. Like everyone's making fun of the way you rap. And when did becoming lyrical become a joke? And it's funny, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, and MGK did too. Talking about the way he dresses and he's just screaming in the mic.
Yeah. It's like no one's really respecting his lyrical ability no more. And that was the one thing that he can hold on to. He was a white guy who came out and now there are other white guys, but at the end of the day, Eminem can always hold the fact that he was lyrical. But do you think that's when it comes to a star like Eminem or someone who's like a legend, should they start caring about critics now? Is that showing the sign of it's over?
Of course, he should. He should care about critics. I mean, that's a critique. Everybody should take constructive criticism.
Okay.
And maybe he needs to find a way to evolve as well.
So, what would you say the thin line between critique and hating? Do you think there's a brash of people who always hated Eminem and just enjoying the wave or just hating, or think they're honest, constructive criticism about his work?
All right, a little bit of both.
It's hard to kind of tell the difference sometimes, though. It's definitely hard when you see the reaction of the star, because keep in mind, like Erykah Badu said, they're artists and they're sensitive about their ish.
Yes.
So it's hard to kind of actually tell. But when it comes to the criticism that Eminem is actually facing, some of it I think is like, if one person say it sucked, everybody want to jump on board and say it sucked. Because his albums people are buying the albums. Mm-hmm. They're not going to tell me now all of a sudden everyone feels like the last album sucked. I mean, personally, I didn't like the last couple albums that he put out, but I didn't buy the album.
No,
but all of you who are out here,
I didn't even listen to him.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like a lot of you are just listening to Joe Budden and you just listen to these other guys talking about that the last album's product sucked. But somebody's also buying these products. So my whole thing is, how in the hell is everyone saying that it sucks, but people keep buying it? So which people are talking about? Are they stans or is it split? Like, is there an amount of people who hate Eminem, the same amount of people who love him?
I think very much so. There's a lot of people that hate him, and there's a lot of people that still love him. I mean, you still got your, I don't know how to say this, but
go ahead.
Go ahead,
Otis.
The urban white guy who holds on to Eminem and wears his pants sagging.
The urban white guy.
Yeah, and his hat to the back.
That was his hero.
Yeah, that was his hero. That was the one that made him look cool. He could get in the car, rap every lyric, and not having to worry about catching himself when the N-word comes on.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so I mean,
he's no longer the lone hero for that guy because there's other options too. But
yeah, there's other options. I mean, yeah, like I said, you got MGK, who of course has a diss
he's still the most successful though.
Yeah, you have Post Malone. You got, I mean, it's a lot of different.
Post Malone.
Yeah, Post Malone isn't really a rapper,
and he didn't really appreciate the culture anyway. He's talked so bad about the culture previously, like
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of options out here now.
Yeah, but Eminem's still the most successful.
Of
I
course.
don't know, man. I think it's like, you should just. I look at it's funny. You look at stars and you understand sometimes, but sometimes you do something you're just complaining about.
Vanilla
nothing.
Ice was the best white rapper ever.
Says no one ever.
All right, now let's talk about some new music. Lupe Fiasco. Didn't this guy retire like 3 times already?
I don't know, man.
Just released Drug Eyes
Wave, right?
Drug Eyes Wave, yeah.
Is Lupe in the?
I wanted to say Drago as a Rocky fan.
And he kind of just dropped the album, right? Like we didn't know the album was coming out. It just kind of came out at midnight.
Yeah.
Now I like the fact that some artists do it. Of course, Beyonce is the queen. She started it. But is Lupe in a position where he can just drop an album without telling us?
I mean, anybody can just drop an album.
But is Lupe in that position? I mean, you got to. I feel like you have to be a certain caliber star.
I thought he retired like 3 times or 10 years ago.
He definitely shut down his Twitter like 8 times in 1 year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every time I look at Lupe, I think about where Kendrick is and how much hype Lupe had behind him of like those real cultural, hip hop fans. And you see where he is now. It's kind of like, man. I mean, he might be putting out dope music, but it seems like no one's like really paying attention.
Yeah. MGK released Binge.
Yeah, he dropped that little EP, which was smart because people are paying attention to him right now, right?
Of course. After you just flamed up Eminem like you just did, let's talk about it.
I mean, that was real smart.
He puts Binge out.
Because nobody was really paying attention to him.
Thank you, Eminem. Checks and invoices in the mail.
Yeah. Nobody was, so he dropped that album and hopefully he can get some people actually paying attention to his music right now. I mean, listen, it was a step up for him to go against him. As far as the song itself, I didn't expect for him to spit bars like that.
Yeah, it was a step up for him, but he always had good records, I felt. I mean, I liked his music, and he never had, besides the Wild Boy record, he never had a big record. Well, actually, he did. He had pop records.
He had pop records. So he went to the other side for a second. Yeah, he went to the other side.
He did his Pitbull thing, and it'll Flow Rider route. But, he had the record Invincible, which was very big. I mean, that got picked up by the NFL, and it was all over everything. So, yeah.
That's true.
So, he has been successful. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see what Binge is going to do.
On his straight rap records, I liked them. Put it that way.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Also, Dolph, role model, which he is not, is out.
You don't think Dolph is a role model for somebody, bro?
Dolph ain't a role model. Dolph is.
He don't inspire somebody out there who's living the life.
I'm sure. Man, this guy got his car shot up 100 times.
Dolph definitely got 9 lives.
And then he got shot again.
I thought Suge Knight had 9 lives, but Dolph definitely got 9 lives out here in these streets.
Nah, this is not the guy you want to be. But hey, music is okay.
I remember when you talked to him right after a certain beef, literally after he went off on a rant, and then he was on something like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, but homie, you just was ranting about it. How you not gonna be upset at somebody for not, for asking you about it? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Have we been paying attention to Dolph music?
No.
We haven't? Because I feel like he's been putting out music, but I don't know.
Yeah, his wave has kind of dwindled a little bit. I mean, between Moneybagg, Baby, and Gates coming out of jail is really, and then you got new artists coming too, like Gunna.
And we still rocking with Gotti, though.
Oh, yeah, we still rocking with Gotti.
We still rocking with Gotti. That's what I'm saying. We still rocking with Gotti, though.
Gotti going to go strong. He's Mr. Consistent. He never going to be the biggest artist in the world, but he's going to be there.
He does slap you. I feel like Gotti slap you like every 6 months with something that make you be, he resurrect that attention back to you, But why would you think Dolph, he's not lazy. He puts out music. Why do you think it's not like sticking?
I don't know. Maybe it's just, disposable.
Maybe it's too much music. Maybe he was, putting out too much and we wouldn't. And maybe the diss stuff just got tired.
Yeah, it just got boring.
Because you can only go so hard at somebody, and I don't know if Gotti was really paying attention.
Yeah, Gotti went back at him a couple of times, but not like Dolph was going at him. And it just got redundant after a while, I guess. Hey, and Gotti ain't going nowhere.
No, Gotti, it doesn't seem like it.
Gotti signed to Rock Nation. He ain't going nowhere.
I didn't know that. Really? When that happened? I'm tripping.
He been on Rock Nation management.
Really?
For years. Yeah.
I didn't. I swear to God, I didn't know that, man. Maybe I did. I just forgot.
He been on Rock Nation since DMs.
Really?
Since down in DM.
Actually, shout out to him because he brought that attention to Angela Simmons, and then Angela Simmons went and got engaged, and now she's not engaged no more, so she's back single. So maybe he'll
still looking very, very good.
Yeah, she got a kid now though,
and still looking very, very good.
You think he's dropping her DMs now?
I don't see why not. Might as well.
I think I heard that he unfollowed her after she announced that she was engaged.
He 0 for 3.
0 for 3. Who's the first two?
With her.
How many times he shot at her?
At least 3 times.
Really?
He seen her in person. He was in the DMs twice. He put on 2 songs. And he seen her in person that one time. So that's 0 for 3.
Well, shout out to Rev Run, because I remember when he was asked about that, and he was like, hey, man, I think Gotti's a nice guy. Like, he wasn't even tripping off of him, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, listen, Gotti came, even though he might be 0 for 3 for Angela Simmons, he came closer than I ever came.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm trying to figure out when you drop in someone's DM, like, do they know it's a celebrity? Sometimes celebrities come across like they don't go in DMs at all, but I'm pretty sure she probably did. But maybe Dolph should slide her DMs. That would get him popping. Like, if Dolph showed up kicking it with Angela Simmons, that would be y'all get him popping right there.
Oh, yeah.
That'll get them both popping.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. So maybe Dolph need to.
We all want it.
Yeah, maybe Dolph need to holler at Angela Simmons.
Angela just don't.
No, she don't.
She definitely don't. All right.
All right, man. Well, here's something that got picked up that really did. It kind of went negative on the radar of a lot of media coverage, but I want to give a shout out to J. Cole because, you know, his first ever Dreamville Festival was supposed to happen last weekend on the 15th, but it got canceled due to the hurricane, due to Hurricane Florence. I was going to go, actually. I was thinking about going, and I couldn't do it because I had another engagement, but it got canceled anyway. But it turns out that the Dreamville Foundation launched relief efforts for those that got affected. So they put out like hot food, temporary housing, food for shelters throughout J. Cole's hometown of Fayetteville too. That's a good deal, man. And it's crazy how through all the little, you know, things that was happening all this week, nobody was really like paying attention to that. But J. Cole, he stays doing good work. Like when he used his house, I think for single mothers of that nature, you know what I mean? Like J. Cole puts his money where his mouth is, and it doesn't really get that attention. You know, a lot of artists do. You know, there are a lot of artists who actually are giving back and doing things in community. And, you know, the hurricanes were definitely really affected by it. I got a little mentee.
Yeah, North Carolina, it hit hard.
Yeah. I got a mentee who was actually playing in the basketball tournament down there, and him and his family was stuck down there for like a good 4 days because of the whole hurricane thing and situation. And he got relatives that are actually suffering through floods and all of that. So, you know, big ups to Cole to actually doing that. But I do, you know, hope that the Dreamville Festival, you know, picks up again next year. Maybe it shouldn't take place during hurricane season.
That may be that may be an alternative.
Yeah, you know, hurricane season. I'm just now being aware like of hurricane season, like in the past like year that it's a hurricane season. You know, I don't know where my brain been like in the past 6 years because I guess I grew up in an area where hurricanes didn't really affect me. I grew up in the Midwest, so we was big on thunderstorms. So it's hard for me to really think about we in hurricane season. Too, I got a couple friends who work for like Blue Cross Blue Shield. I mean, not Blue Cross, but like First Aid. And they always got to go out of town because of hurricane season. They got to prepare.
Yeah,
so,
North Carolina's definitely be getting hit.
Yeah. And people always want to say, why don't you just move? But it's like, if you got your money wrapped up in that, I can barely leave my apartment. So I can imagine somebody who been living in the same house for years, you're going to tell them they should just leave because it's a hurricane, you know? So it's good that J. Cole is aware of that and he did that, you know? So big ups to him and people of Dreamville. So I don't know if you got a chance. So let's, you know, get into this right now. You got a chance to check out the Kanye West rant against Drake and Nick Cannon.
Yeah, and Tyson Beckford too.
So you know, Kanye
Did he get
pretty
points
much
for going
was,
at a model though.
Well, he was, you know, what I'm laughing at the fact that he was like walking like he was on a train. Like we gonna really believe Kanye catches trains. You know,
he might.
I'm not believing that, man. You know how many people would have been on cameras on Kanye? They would sit on the train with Kanye.
Well, he wasn't on a train. It was like he was walking underneath.
Walk across the street, right?
He was walking underneath of a train.
He was fighting the city just to make his point. But yeah, he went at Drake. Now, let's break this down a little bit.
I wasn't sitting row with his spirit.
Right. I think what he had to say about Drake was pretty accurate though. Because there is a such thing that if you didn't sleep with my girl, just say you didn't, like. But saying these little insinuating things, I do think Drake does that. Drake does a lot of insinuating things, and I got homeboys who live like that, where they make you think they slept with the girl. They're not necessarily gonna say no, but they're gonna make little songs or whatever, and they're all that good stuff, and they're gonna kind of walk around. If you ask them, they're like, "No, man, just go ahead, man, quit playing," instead of saying a direct no. So I kind of understand what he's saying, but you also understand that is the situation you took on marrying Kim Kardashian. I mean, unfortunately, the rumors of who she slept with run rampant sometimes, and you claimed you didn't care about that. But I do understand his point with Drake. So his situation is a little bit.
Claim you got a crush from her by watching her sleep with somebody else.
Yeah, I forgot about the origin of that, right? Yeah,
he said he that's when he started liking her. When he
that's
saw
what
her
we all did.
When he saw her with somebody else. Yeah, that's when we all started liking her, when we saw her with somebody else.
I mean, what you think? You think the point with Drake, when you break it down, you think
it rhymes with Ray K. JK.
You think Drake? You think his situation with Drake is pretty accurate, or he just should?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate as a man, and it's still your wife. You still gotta stand up for your family and 10 toes down.
But do you think Drake does that though? Like, you think Drake has been? I know you see those theories about, like, Kiki is really like Kim Kardashian and all that other stuff online. People been composing these theories about Drake and Kim for a long time, because one of the things that was being said was, during Drake's diss, when he was going at it with Pusha T, he technically was just dissing Kanye more than really dissing Pusha. I think his beef was more with Kanye.
Yeah, he did just recently say, told the chick, don't be wearing no 350s around me.
Right, which we're going to talk about later on. So you think he has a point? You think Drake has been kind of insinuating or make people believe that he slept with Kim because it's a believable thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hit him up tactic.
Drake has definitely been a whore. As far as, like, who he's been rumored to be with.
Yeah.
And, people have their opinion about Kim. So it's an easy thing that people want to believe.
Yeah, it's an easy believe. It's an easy line to believe. Not a far-fetched joke.
Yeah, it's not a far-fetched joke at all. So I understand his point. What do you think about with Nick Cannon?
What I think about with Nick Cannon basically said, man, whatever. I ain't disrespect y'all, but if you feel a certain way, let's shoot a fair one.
It's a little bit difficult because Nick Cannon has always been like an open book, and his mouth has kind of always got him in a situation. Mm-hmm. But he's been consistent. When you ask him his opinion,
and he stands on it.
He does stand on it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like
and Nick been in the gym a little bit, so he kind of feeling.
That's how you feeling?
He kind of feeling like, yeah, I've been.
Nick might have a little complex.
I've been meaning to try these little maneuvers and these hands out.
You think I'm still drumline out here?
Tired of sparring. I really want to. See if I can really
you seem like the perfect candidate.
Yeah, you seem like the perfect one to catch him too.
I mean, Nick used to date Kim. I mean, you can't erase history.
Yeah,
like Nick actually used to date Kim.
Can't erase what we was, Shep. You can't erase what we was, Shep.
You can't change that. But I mean, hasn't Nick gotten in trouble before?
That's above the rim for people who don't know.
Kind of blurring things out or whatever. I mean, does it get to a point where you want to talk about if someone asks you a question about your ex, but your ex is not currently married? Do you show them that same respect and kind of being like, no, you don't have to answer every single question?
Yeah. You can just yes, he was right about that. About how it should be handled. Yes. I wouldn't want to disrespect nobody's union and make them look lesser than to their significant other who's devoted their life to them.
You do got to appreciate how Nick was like, well, you can come on the show. He's all about making the money, though.
Oh, yeah.
You better have our 200th anniversary. You can come on the show.
Come on the show.
You know what I mean? You can talk about Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, you're not still married to Mariah, Nick.
He's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the impact won't be the same. You're not married to Mariah no more. People can crack jokes about Mariah. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but Nick has thick skin. He's been a joke his whole career and made money off of it.
That's true. He has made a career off the fact of what he's not capable of, like of him not being funny. He's made a joke about how people feel like he's not funny.
He's sold millions of albums, and everybody's talking about how he can't rap, and he's not a real rapper.
He's up there with Birdman as far as being the most horrible rapper.
Yeah, so
he's up there with Birdman.
He's went platinum.
Yeah, I mean his
Gigolo sold records.
His wilding out. I mean, he had R. Kelly on the hook.
Hey, still sold records.
R. Kelly on the hook.
Yeah, he had records without R. Kelly sold.
R. Kelly back then? What records he had with R. Kelly that was on that sold?
He got records without R. Kelly that sold.
You said records with an S. What records are these?
I can't name right now, but
you can't name one.
You give me some seconds.
You're a DJ. You can't name one Nick Cannon record.
I'll dig it up.
So you need time to think about records?
Yes, I do.
That Nick Cannon has?
Yes, I do.
Gigolo?
But I know there's one.
What Gigolo? That's it.
I know there's.
Let's calm down on he got records that sold.
He just had the record dime piece.
What song Dime Piece?
It was on. He had a record out. Dime Piece. It ain't go platinum, but he had a record.
I'm not doubting he don't have a record out, but okay. So let's end this with Tyson Beckford. Is he okay about going at Tyson Beckford?
He's okay about going at all of them. You got to stand up for your family. That's just facts. Period.
Okay, all right, that's what it is. All right, so he, Kanye going at a supermodel Tyson Beckford, and last time I checked, Tyson Beckford wasn't nobody to really be fearing anyway. I mean, I think Kim kind of handled that when she called him sis and pretty much insinuated that he's gay. So I think she took care of that on her own.
Yeah, she clapped back. She clapped back.
Yeah,
in her Calabasas way. Snobby Calabasas way.
You're right.
Okay,
right.
sis.
Well, moving on. MGK finally got a chance to have a conversation. He was on the Breakfast Club and he talked about the whole situation with Eminem. Right?
Corny hats, no sweatsuits. Let's talk about it. That was hilarious.
Now, first of all, now that Killshot and MGK song out, what was the name of his song again? My memory is jacked right now.
It was called Rap Devil.
Okay, so Rap Devil and Killshot. First of all, which one you think is better?
I'm gonna go Rap Devil.
You think Rap Devil? Okay.
Yeah, it had the comedic value and
I'm gonna be 100.
And the bullet points.
I think Rap Devil was a better record because it was clear, it was precise, and he was hitting on things that he felt. Although I do think lyrically Eminem demolished him, but I like M when he's dissing people when he's funny. Mm-hmm. Like serious M, angry M.
You gotta have a little humor in it.
You gotta have a little humor when you dissing somebody. Humor always is gonna win,
That's how Drake does it.
That's how Drake do it. Who else did it like that? Where they had added humor as far as in dissing somebody.
Well, I mean, you claim to be a player, but I Bust Your Wife was funny, direct, mean. It was crazy.
But Blueprint was funny. Like Blueprint had some,
You left condoms on your baby
Well,
seat.
no, not that one. Not that one. That was super ugly. That was ugly. I'm talking about, one hit average every 10-year average, you know what I mean? Like that.
One hot album
every 10 years.
You was a lame.
Yeah. But MGK, he talked about how he felt like he's been banned and Eminem has been blocking his career. And he's pretty much talking about how Eminem is like out of place, and Eminem pretty much, no one talks to him. And he feels like M, has talked to Diddy and things of that nature and try to get him blocked. Although M has claimed that he hasn't, and M has said that Rap Devil was an okay record for him. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, man. This white on white crime, I'm not used to. I'm not used to seeing this white on white crime.
Love it.
It's hilarious, though.
It's like when the white brawls pop up on Instagram. I love it.
He did say
they be tearing up stuff.
That he did bring up an argument that people are starting to kind of catch on to is that Eminem has never battled anyone credible. He's talked about Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and all else. But the only rapper he's ever won back that was credible was Cannabis, and there's been an argument. Cannabis was on the downslide at that point. So he's never won at nobody really lyrical. Like his arguments with Benzino and Ja Rule, which is unfair, yo. Ja Rule was hot at the time. But, everyone's like...
That was a bank.
Everyone was talking about, he hasn't really battled no one. But MGK claims he came up with Gorillas, and I was thinking, like, who did MGK battle that I'm unaware? Like, who did he battle that's credible?
I don't remember him battling anybody. Maybe because we just wasn't paying attention close enough. Maybe we gotta do some digging.
He was battling that other white guy for a second.
Other white guy? That explains it right there. The other white guy.
The one that was on M's label. I can't remember his name right now. You know what I'm talking about. He liked to drink beer all the time. But
no, I don't.
I didn't really pay attention to that one.
Bubba Sparks? I don't know.
No, it wasn't Bubba Sparks. I can't remember what the guy's name is. But my whole point is, yes, M didn't really battle anyone that we probably know that can be credible. But we got to remember that when M was in his prime, people were scared of him. Mm-hmm. Now, M came up through the battle scenes. That 8 Mile situation was real, where you really were battling someone on stage. And so he was known as like a battle artist. So when he came out, there were a lot of rappers that was like holding back, especially when he outdid Hove on Renegade. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of rappers that didn't even want to touch him or even want to throw him a sidebar. We talked about Vanilla Ice all day long, but nobody threw a sidebar to M. Mm-hmm. And M was the perfect person to throw a sidebar on. His videos were funny and comical. You could have easily went at him, but nobody did, except for the Benzinos and the Ja Rules, and that was only because of 50 Cent.
Yeah, they was mad because he put 50 Cent on the big stage.
That's all they were upset about, So, do you think that takes something from him, the fact that he hasn't battled anyone like credible? But is it your fault that no one has really challenged you?
A little bit of both.
Okay, what you think?
That's what I'm saying. A little bit of both. He could have. He could have took a shot at a couple people. Just waiting for the king, but he would always just stay in his lane and stay away. Because it was Dre too.
Yeah.
He had Dre. Hold him down too.
You think
so.
people respected Dre enough not to really go at him?
Yeah. And then when 50 came along, it was like, that's the pit bull. I ain't gotta say nothing no more.
I mean, he had a nice little ride where he could sit back because if you touch him, 50 was gonna come at everybody. 50 is a loyal guy to his big homie. 50 has crossed a lot of people, but he has never fell out with M yet.
Or Dre.
Or like he understands the people that came before him that put him on. Like 50 has not like went back on them. He said some things, but he's never like went.
Even
at
Jam
them.
Master Jay, rest in peace.
No, he's never said nothing negative about Jam Master Jay.
He was signed, people don't know he was signed to Jam Master Jay before.
And he didn't like how that deal was, but he still never said nothing negative about Jam Master Jay. So 50 don't go backwards now. He's diss friends around him.
Yeah, he'll diss everybody else.
He'll diss newcomers coming up and all that good long, but none of that. But I guess so. I guess you can't. I mean, you do have to be battle tested in him. When you look back at Eminem, he hasn't really battled anyone like that. But I don't think it take away from his skill set. But MGK hasn't battled anyone either. I mean, you got two people who are talking about how
until now
you haven't fought no more. Yeah, until now. So
Let's talk about it.
It's just a come up for MGK. So at the end of the day, I think Rap Devil was still a better song than Kill Shot. I don't think it. But I also want to say though this too. I think it's impossible to really end someone's career off rap anymore because social media keeps people alive. I think, like, there was a time when if you rapped and you did a song, you did a diss, and you dissed somebody, and their career was, like, over, like a T.I. on Little Flip, it was over because there was no other outlet. People wasn't feeling your music no more. But nowadays, if people not feeling your music, look at Plies. You know, Plies has made a career off IG. He's been, like, out there. And I think it's impossible to really take someone out. So, as far as it being a kill shot, like, it's not going to hurt MGK's career. People are actually checking this dude out right now. And M talked about how he was worried and concerned that you're going to give this guy light, but he got to respond, but it is giving him light.
Yep. And it's not a kill shot because he ain't killing him.
He ain't killing him.
He
dropped the EP. It's actually a birth shot.
Yeah, it's a birth shot.
You actually jerked off and gave him life.
It's a sperm shot.
He's your son.
Yeah.
He's your son.
You just birthed him.
Pretty much.
Oh, man.
Well, so what else is going on, man? What's up with sports?
Well, we got sports, and Nike stock is at an all-time high ever since, they brought on Colin Kaepernick for the 30th anniversary of the Just Do It campaign, and all the, what is it, left, or would it be right? I don't know.
What you mean?
The Trump supporters, is that?
They're right.
Right. Okay, all the right-wing Trump supporters said they were boycotting Nike, and they doing this big campaign to boycott Nike. Well, Nike stock went up, and it's at an all-time high, so keep doing what you're doing.
How much is it worth now?
Over $6 billion.
Okay.
Just $6 billion. just $6 billion.
I had no idea. So the Just Do It campaign is 30 years in? No?
Yes, 30 years in. Just do it. Just do it.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn it was longer than that.
Yeah,
but
you can't fight Nike. The check always wins. You cannot boycott Nike. It's impossible. It's like boycotting Disney.
Well, we talked about this before.
Or boycotting gas.
There are certain entities that are just as big as the NFL, right? No, Nike is one of them, right?
Nike is not just as big as the NFL. Nike is probably 20 times as big as the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, you are still paying Nike to make your jerseys, and they still punking you.
Yeah.
On top of that, they running Colin Kaepernick ads during Thursday Night Football in a primetime, nationally televised game, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's like a bigger bully comes in and just
and they make
you.
it play not only on ABC, but on NFL Network.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it. That's why I feel good about watching football, because the bully has been bullied by a bigger bully.
Do you think there's any truth that Colin Kaepernick, it's been rumored that there's two teams that are looking at him right now?
Oh, yeah, they're going to be looking real soon.
You think so?
Because Nike ain't going to give up until they do. This is Nike.
So you think Nike is actually helping him actually get back into actually playing?
Yes, Nike is forcing the NFL to put him on the field, or we will disintegrate you.
And how you think that disintegration going to take place? Just by running these ads? You think they got more ads in the chamber? You think it's just a taste? You think Nike just really just pimp smack the NFL real quick, but they're going to come back with a $9 million?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because look, like I said this before, I told this to somebody else. I'll say 70% of the athletes in the NFL are signed to Nike. Nike could come out with a Kaepernick cleat. Even if the NFL tried to fine everybody, Nike would just pay the fine. All right. So what if the NFL made all of their athletes that are signed to Nike wear a cleat with Kaepernick's name and face on it?
That's nasty. That's disrespectful.
Even let's say everybody got a $25,000 or $50,000 fine. Nike pays them $100,000 just to wear it anyway.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that makes football a little bit different than basketball, is because in football you need the stars to be the ones to make the point. Where in basketball, everybody make their money. the players have more power. Where in football, if you don't have the actual stars to actually step up, if you don't have the quarterbacks, the people that make the big time contracts,
especially
step
in football, because a lot of these guys are making more money off endorsements than they're making on their salary.
Absolutely.
So these guys are more loyal to Nike than they are to the team and the NFL brand. Because well, don't get me wrong, if Nike told one of these athletes they can kick you out of the league, I got you for the next 30 years. Retirement speech is ready. Retirement speech is ready. So
what's a team that you think will be looking for him? I mean, he's literally every team allegedly has passed up on him.
It's a lot of teams that could use him. I mean,
I heard the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, nah. I mean, the Raiders, you can use him as a backup. I mean, he's not going to be a starter. I mean,
Side note though, did you catch your man Gruden say that finding a pass rusher is actually difficult? And I'm like, did you just have one?
You just ship one out the door. You ain't want to pay him.
Like, did you just have one?
Yeah, you ain't want to pay him. But anyway, yeah, Kaepernick. It's a lot of teams that he could be on there. He could be on the roster right now and help as a valid backup. But
nobody wants to be on the wrong side of history.
My quarterback's coming back, Carson Wentz. He's back this week.
How you feel about that?
I feel real great about it. I feel good. We brought him along real slow, but Nick Foles came out the gate kind of little.
I didn't realize.
Shaky.
I didn't realize it's been 9 months.
Yeah. So
I don't think Nick Foles came out shaky. I think he came out being Nick Foles.
Yeah, he came out being Nick Foles, but we happy for the ring. But yeah, it's time. It's time. We ain't want too many L's to come past. We could have got another win this week. We could have set them this week. We could have won. We'd have won last week. We'd have set them this week. But yeah, we need that firepower back. And we need Alshon Jeffries back. So we did pick up Jordan Matthews, the old receiver from the Chip Kelly era that got put out in the Chip Kelly era when he was cutting everybody. So he's back. That's Jerry Rice's nephew, by the way. So it's in his bloodline.
Really?
Yeah, that's Jerry Rice's nephew.
Chip Kelly 0-3 right now, so.
Yeah, Chip Kelly's on for life.
So,
He's on for life. He's about to be back at Johns Hopkins coaching. So
what?
Yeah, he was a coach of Johns Hopkins before he got to Oregon.
I didn't know that.
People didn't know that. Yeah, he was in Baltimore. But
okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were just joking. I didn't know Johns Hopkins had a football team.
No, I was dead serious.
I was dead serious.
But yeah.
You go to community college and just
yeah, but what I was very mad about, Patriots. They got Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
They got Josh Gordon.
And by the time you hit this, there's a chance that he might suit up because don't they play Cleveland this year? I mean, this week?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, and that also, Des Bryant is still out there. So, hey, Alshon Jeffries still got that torn rotator cuff. I mean,
how was Josh Gordon signed within 4 days, but your man Des Bryant hasn't been signed? Which I'm not a Des Bryant fan, but shouldn't he be signed?
Well, Stephen A. had a good point. It said when you're troubled, it's easy to control you because you can't put your hand up and raise your hand and say nothing and speak back.
No, Josh Gordon ain't taking no knee.
When you have when you have a troubled past, because it's easy to control him.
Yeah, Josh Gordon not gonna take no knee.
Yeah, you can't control Des Bryant. You can control Josh Gordon right now. He had a lot of stuff going on, all the suspensions, all this, that, and the third. He can't afford to be trying to open up his mouth.
He's always going to be in a position where he isn't going to be in need because of his troubled life. Yeah.
Correct.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And that's it. And that's the reason Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick's never done nothing wrong besides take a knee.
No, not at all.
So he's going to open his mouth. There's nothing you can say to him. Nothing. There's no cards you can pull on Colin Kaepernick besides taking a knee.
And he's already said that he's not going to take a knee again because he feel like he made his point. So that's the part I never understood.
Well, no, he never said he wasn't, but he never said he was either. And that was the problem with the Seahawks because they were going to bring him in for an interview and they asked him about it. And he told them that I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm not saying I will either. I'm not sure. So I'm not going to commit and tell you that I won't take a knee.
That part, but I guess they also wanted to know too. To your point, to meet you halfway, they also want to make sure. Okay, if you're not going to take a knee, then what else you going to do? You know what I'm saying? And you can't make, like you said, you can't make no promise that you ain't going to speak up when things come across. Once you open the door to consciousness, regardless of how Colin Kaepernick got here, because listen, I was one of those critics. I was like, where is this coming from? But the fact is, he seems to be consistent on this.
Yeah, he's definitely consistent on it.
And once you open up your mind to
when he got
frame,
the afro, he was all in.
Yeah, you all invested. You all invested.
Once he did the afro, he was all in.
Hey, listen, I thought it was like a forced afro, but he seems to be wearing it real. Like, I don't think it's going nowhere. Like,
it ain't going nowhere.
He wore it in the summer. You know what I mean? It was like 90 degrees, and he wore it. So, listen, Colin is who he is. So, you're going to have to take that man. And he's still physically young and in his prime. So, it just makes sense.
And his girlfriend is on radio in New York, so she's going to keep him popping.
Yeah, the cat is out the back. Yeah, because a lot of my Colin Kaepernick information does come from following her. So, that is, that's true. That's true.
And she is the shooter behind him. She ain't playing. She don't care.
So she shot at the Ravens.
Yeah, she shot at the Ravens.
She shot at the Ravens. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. Speaking of shooters, when you talk about like, who she shot at, your man Drake, I guess apparently he shot at Kanye again. We was talking about that earlier. He's on the song with French Montana, the single No Stylist. And he said, quote, I told her don't wear no 350s around me.
No boost.
Unquote. That's like a reference to Ye's Yeezys, the Adidas,
He is a Jordan guy, by the way.
Okay, so he can be dissing Adidas, right?
Yeah.
He got me dissing Ye.
But we all know better.
But again, this is Drake, right? This is the Drake culture. It's like Drake can't never just say F you. He has to say F your blue shirt, and you have to be wearing the blue shirt on Tuesday. Like this is Drake, right? Like we gotta come to accept
play
Drake.
on words.
Yeah, we gotta accept Drake for who he is on that. Listen, I'm not a fan of it because I think after a certain time, it's like I'm tired of it. I don't mind it every once in a while. I like the setup when we found out that I guess Jay and Nas had like a little tension before, but then they finally came out and and it's like with Drake, you've been doing this for like 10 years, bro. Like, I'm going to need you at this point to say who it is. And by the time he does come out with it, it's always somebody like Tyga. Somebody who's not like a real threat, I guess, that you can, or appears to be a real threat. Because if Tyga got $10,000 for a hairline, then he got goons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
holla at him.
I should holla at him about the hairline?
Yeah,
now, what would I look like, dog? I'm completely bald. What would I look like coming in here looking like, Colin Kaepernick with the afro all of a sudden?
Hey, man. Blast from the past.
That's what it would be like.
Throwback Thursday.
I ain't gonna lie though. When Facebook sometimes we put up those pictures of like 5-6 years ago, they put a picture. I was like, man, I've been rocking this for a minute now. I was like, God dang, I didn't know. I didn't realize it's been that long. It was like 5 years ago. I was like, damn, I'm rocking this for like 5+. Okay, all right, let's get to that point, right? I'm on the other side, baby. But that's because I dove in early. I wasn't gonna be someone who was gonna walk around looking like a reject.
We're gonna force it,
right? But my whole thing with Drake is that this is who Drake is. It's just what he does. And, I don't know if, and Kanye has already said he's not going to respond on wax. That's not who he is. So I think you should, at this point, Drake looks like a bully.
Hey, when's the next big bully going to stand up? Somebody going to Nike Drake?
I guess not. I mean, him and Meek Mill are cool now. We never thought we'd see that, right?
Well, yeah, I mean.
They had no issue. They didn't have a real issue in the first place, would you say? Like a real issue. I mean, he was upset that Drake didn't promote his album. That's supposed to be his man. Is that like a real beef issue?
Wasn't a real beef issue, but it's good that they're cool now.
I like the fact that Drake wrote this elaborate kind of like detailed essay of why him and Drake are cool, why him and Meek Mill are cool, and it's good to get off his chest, and how much love he got for him and all that stuff. And you go to Meek Mill page, he was like, yeah, this is good. It's like you
can tell the guy that went to college and the guy that didn't.
Yeah. Well, no, Drake didn't go to college.
Well, I mean, you can tell the guy that went to private school and the guy that didn't.
I don't even know if Drake fan. Remember, Drake just got his GED.
He definitely went to private school.
Drake just got a GED. Well, yeah, you can tell the street dude. You can tell the dude that's used to showing his emotions and the other dude who's not. But
even when Meek was locked up, Drake dropped a couple lines. He's saying the sentence is too long, like a Pennsylvania judge. Something like that. He said that even when Meek was locked up. So
okay. Well, shout out to those two, for bringing together, and hopefully Kanye and Drake can kind of. My thing is either come out and just diss him, stop doing this little ninny picky Annie stuff. Either come out and just straight diss him and be done with it, or leave it alone, man. Whatever your issues is, like Kanye is like, look, I didn't tell him about the kid, yo. So I mean, either you believe Kanye, you don't. So it's on you. That's how I feel about it. It's on me. Well, speaking of this, seems like it was the week of this because your guy Katt Williams went on a rant like no other when he dissed Tiffany Haddish. He dissed
hold up, they made up, right? They all cool now, right?
Well, he dissed Tiffany Haddish, Lil Rel. He dissed what's my man name? Who had the show? I can't remember his name right now, man. My memory is trash. But yeah, I don't know so much if they made up. They were, they both picked up their Emmys, and there was a photo of him bowing down to Tiffany. But your boy Kevin Hart came in on effect, like really going hard at your man Katt about who did you bring up in this game and being better. And
he's from Philly now.
So what you think about you think Kevin finally had enough?
I mean, Kevin is from Philly now.
I mean, because Kevin has been having criticism. Other comedians have been dissing him and all that stuff. You think he just reached his limit because him and Tiffany are close?
Yeah, I mean, when it's something he feels strongly about, Kevin ain't no punk. I mean, he may be one of the shortest guys in the world, but I mean, he ain't no punk. So I mean, he speaks his mind, and he gets serious when he need to get serious. So I mean, I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised at all. I'm just, Katt Williams was saying a lot of things that was just untrue. Like, his what do you say? The Pimp Chronicles sold 2.4 million. Then that was incorrect. And like, he was talking about how like, he got on Netflix because XYZ. Like he was saying a lot of things that just wasn't true, but he was saying it like they were. And it kind of shows you how the internet works, or how people just say things with this, they say a lie like a bold-faced lie, just, like it's nothing. Like Donald Trump.
Fluently.
Yeah, like Donald Trump. They just say it with a straight face.
And you're just supposed to believe it.
Yeah, but I always question, like, who's that really on? Is that on the liar or us for not fact-checking them? Like, not researching that? Because when he said that, I saw a whole lot of people at first that was like, I mean, he's right. He's right. Da-da-da. Then when he got fact-checked about his incorrect things that he was saying, it was like silence. But you're supposed to fact-check. Like, you're supposed to be checking these things out, You can't just go around saying this stuff. How you going to say Tiffany Haddish? First of all, he said she hasn't paid her dues, and she has an HBO show. Like, I'm sorry, it was Showtime, but it was called She Ready. Like, she had a comedy show. Like, so him talking about, like, she hasn't paid her dues and she hasn't been doing that. She's been doing her work since, like, the late 90s. Putting her work for a minute.
Yeah, she's been out for a while.
But we also saw Kevin was saying, you were that guy. You were in that position. He said Mike Epps, too.
Didn't put on your guys.
He said about Mike Epps, too, like, you guys chose drugs instead of choosing your career. Like, you didn't show up. You made yourself the bad person. So you think there's some truth to that? Or was Katt Williams correct about saying Hollywood only wants a certain type? So they only going to let a certain type of person through the door?
They want a certain type of person that's going to show up on time and be accountable.
Yeah?
He was accountable. I mean, Kev's about his business, and Katt had his rants, his drug use, his lockups,
I didn't know that we finally found out. I mean, we didn't. I'm not saying this like a shocker or nothing like that, but was he ever arrested for drugs? Did we ever see? Or we just always just knew by the way he was acting?
He was just getting locked up in jail. We always knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something was in the weed. As Martin said, what has the dope man sold me? What has the dope man sold me?
And I don't understand how you criticize Tiffany Haddish for reinforcing a negative stereotype when you've been playing a pimp for since I was in college.
Yeah.
Like I don't care where Katt Williams is, he's a pimp. You know what I mean? Whether his hair is luxurious or he's looking like whatever, he's a pimp. But he just won an Emmy for being in the episode of Atlanta. I mean, that's a big deal. And I saw that episode of Atlanta. He was really, really good in it. I mean, this is the time for him to kind of like be back in the spotlight, and maybe you can show up on time now.
Yeah,
if that's the truth.
Time. Be accountable.
Yeah, and be accountable. But coming at Tiffany Haddish is kind of like wrong. It seems like people like you on your way up, but it's like now
when you get there, they don't want you there.
Yeah, they don't want you there, And I think the critique, if you're going to criticize someone, but some of the stuff is just straight hating on Tiffany. Like, she just got started, and you wanted to go away already? I never understood the concept of when people are like, yo, I'm tired of this person winning. I'm tired of this team winning. I want them to go. I want somebody new to win. And I'm like, that's stupid to me. I don't care if the Lakers win 5 straight times. I want them to keep winning. I want Golden State Warriors to keep winning until somebody beat them. To me, it makes that win. But I don't want them just to lose just because I'm tired of seeing them win. Like, It's dumb.
That's hate.
That's hate, right?
That's just hate.
But Tiffany just got here.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she just, like, Girls Trip was just,
I was
like.
about to say Girls Trip just happened.
It just happened.
Yeah, let Night School breathe a little bit. Let her do her thing.
Like, now she's, she kind of did one of those things when Girl Trip blew up. Then I started realizing she was in other movies.
She's like the black comedian of Cardi B.
Wow. But she writes her own material, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cardi B does her own Instagram material.
That's true.
She don't do her own.
People fell in love with her personality.
Cardi B is still Cardi B. She does that. The personality is the personality. That's her. That's her. I mean, her rap lyrics are that's a whole nother thing. That's party. That's Partisan Fontaine.
Right.
But as far as the Cardi B that people want and love and like to throw a camera in her face and love to see every time she opens her mouth and does anything, that's her.
Yeah. I mean, we are in a position
and
where
I'm sure she'll be in movies soon, too.
We used to be in a position where, when you and I was coming up, it was only like one black comedian. I mean, the comedian before you and our time, we grew up hearing about, no, I'm saying before our time, we grew up hearing about Richard Pryor.
Oh, yeah.
And then, it was Eddie Murphy. And then it was Martin as far as when we came of age, then Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Chris Rock in between there, too.
Right. Well, Chris Rock has kind of always been steady, but now we seem to be
Rock, Bernie Mac, you still had them.
But now we're at a place, I think it's like we got Lil Rel, you got Carmichael, you got
a lot more platforms.
Yeah, and Katt Williams was just hating on all of them, called them ugly and said Hollywood only will want you. Hollywood want these guys that no woman would date. I mean, what woman would date Katt Williams if he wasn't popping with money? He's like 4 foot. I mean, he's not as tall as Kevin Hart, is he?
I don't know.
I mean, he is a pimp. I think the pimp thing, I don't think he was acting. To be 100 with you, I think it was pretty accurate.
Kev would definitely trash Kevin Hart. Kev would definitely trash Katt Williams in a fight, though.
You think so?
I know so.
See, I just don't think Katt would fight fair. Like, I think Katt would have like a knife hitting. I think Katt would get a gun. Like, I just don't think
Philly. Who told you he gonna fight fair either?
Kev can box. I mean, I think Kev can box because that's what Philly dudes rap. They grow beard, they box, and they rap.
They grow beards, they box,
and they rap. You know what I'm saying?
Steaks.
Like, that's what they do out in Philly. They grow beards, they box, and they rap.
And
you know what I mean?
Steaks.
And they eat cheesesteaks. So I definitely think Kev got them hands.
But not from Max's and Pat's. I mean, not from Pat's and Geno's. They go to Max's. They don't go to Pat's and Geno's.
I just don't think that Katt Williams will actually fight fair. That's how I'm looking at it. I think he's the kind of person, you hit him, you knuckle up like twice, all of a sudden he gonna pull out a knife. He almost didn't want to fight fair against that 12th, what was that sixth grader? Mm-hmm. That giant sixth grader that he had trouble with that was tossing him up a little bit.
Oh yeah, he had trouble with a sixth grader. He definitely ain't gonna be able to deal with Kev.
No, he's not, man. Hey, Tiffany Haddish is here to stay, man. We should get off that, man. Let her breathe some. Like you said, she's actually just now doing her thing. Let her breathe. You know what? We also got to celebrate some anniversaries that came up that I checked out. Craig Mack this past week released Project Funk the World back in 1994.
Rest in peace.
Get down, you know what I mean? Flavor in your ear, making moves with Puff. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. And also this past week, it was the birthday of hip-hop legend Dougie Fresh. He turned 52 years old.
And Wale.
Wale's birthday was this past week?
Wale's birthday was yesterday.
Really? That's what's up, man. Is hip-hop aging gracefully, you think?
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh still do shows, man.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh should come shut your party down. He still does
everybody
shows.
going vegan and doing all these crazy diets. Extending life, so.
Hip-hop is looking, hip-hop is, people are approaching retirement age.
Still making money.
Yeah. We're going to be looking at hip-hop and senior citizens in a minute.
Chris Rock once said, people ask me why I still look so good, and I'm 50. Because I'm rich.
Yeah.
Money keeps you looking good.
That is true. I mean, if you can bathe in honey nut buttermilk oil every single day versus us just in our regular, Southeast water, it's a difference. It's a difference, and them guys are looking good, man. So shout out to Dougie Fresh, you know what I mean? And, rest in peace to Craig Mack, because Project Funk the World is probably one of the most, it was the first Bad Boy album. And people don't give it his credit because he set Bad Boy off.
Yes, he did.
He left after that, but he set Bad Boy off, though.
Yeah, and Biggie just took it through the roof.
And it's Rap Jones after that.
Yeah, Biggie took it to the moon.
Yeah, he definitely did, man. But Dougie Fresh, legend. Doing the Dougie. Every time I watch Paid in Full, I remember Cameron was doing the Dougie. But he wasn't rapping in that part, though, so I'm going to need you to go see the movie to know what I'm talking about. Yo, one thing I got to get at you about, man, I don't know if you paid attention. I've been telling you about the show Snowfall for a while.
And I still haven't watched it.
It just had its season 2 season finale. Franklin's becoming one of my favorite characters on TV, man.
Is it on Netflix?
No, not yet. It's on FX, but it's not on Netflix yet. WC made an appearance on there.
Is it on demand where I can just binge watch the whole thing?
I'm pretty sure if you go to FX, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you should. You should. It's a great binge.
I'd rather just binge watch it.
Yeah, it's a great binge, man. Great show. The kid though has the California accent down pat, and he's another kid from England, but he learned from Dub C. And Dub C showed up on the season finale, which was, crazy to all you youngins out there know about Dub C and the Mad Circle. Dub C, West Side Connection, used to be with Ice Cube. He has been a consultant with John Singleton and everybody ever since the Straight Outta Compton movie. He was a consultant on that too. So shout out to Dub C for doing, getting his check in different ways.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to keep it moving, keep them checks coming in.
Yeah. And
keep the life, keep a bag coming.
I also, if I know you said you was watching Luke Cage, right?
Yeah, I started watching the second season. I haven't.
You got to finish it, man, because look, season 2 of Iron Fist came out last week or a couple weeks ago, and that was pretty dope. And that's Luke Cage's man, so you got to check that out too. You get a chance, and I know you don't watch Insecure. I watch Insecure, and I'm in love with it.
Oh man,
Insecure is a dope show.
You should be insecure right now.
What?
Saying that.
No, my man Lawerence is back, and to all my Lawerence people, we know what I'm talking about. Lawerence is back, but they kind of played my man though. They brought him back with STD though. That one was popular.
Whoa.
Yeah. They brought him back with an STD though. It was like he showed up with an STD.
It was like learning herpes.
Yeah. It was like he had chlamydia. It was like
at least he can get rid of that.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah,
they showed him making a phone call to people to tell them they might want to get checked out. It looked so uncomfortable, man. So uncomfortable. I feel like they were just answering the critics who were talking about how the show doesn't show condoms when they have sex. But I feel like that was some BS because what TV show you see where they actually show people wearing condoms in the first place? I mean, if you're going to criticize Insecure, you might as well go back to Sex and the City, Basic Instinct.
I don't use condoms in pornos no more, man.
Yeah, I mean, what movie, TV show you watch where they using condoms? I mean, they were criticizing that, but I feel like that was their answer. Well, he got chlamydia, so
he got burnt.
He got burnt, so that wasn't too good. And shout out to those fans that were upset. I don't know if you caught that. There were fans that were pissed off, man, angry because they thought Lil Wayne Carter 5 was going to drop this past Friday, but it didn't. So you're going to wait a little longer. You've already waited 5 years. Do you really want to hear Carter 5 after it was supposed to come out like 6 years ago?
I don't know. I've been hearing some tease tracks, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I'd rather you just throw that out with new material after that, because it feels like that would be dated, But then again, Lil Wayne, he doesn't necessarily talk about like current events, right? His music kind of like
it's just a bunch of plays on words in sports and fly, liquor, popping pills, syrup, party,
and we still kind of do that. So
yeah,
there's nothing to be insecure about that with Lil Wayne. I guess you're right. I guess it's not dated. I guess he's right on time. I guess he's right on time, man. Well, that's about to do it for us, man. What you got going on for the week?
Keeping these records playing, spending time with the family, keeping it moving.
Okay, well, you sound like you always got that. Russell Simmons got the same line going on, Shout out to your house again. It's looking luxurious. I'm looking at your phone. You got the big pool on it.
That's a goal.
One of us is getting paid more.
No, that's not. I don't have that.
Oh, you got gold? Oh,
that's a goal.
Oh, you do gold imaging?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna put Scrooge McDuck on my phone.
I had a car. I had a house on there, and I got all that. So now the pool's the next thing.
I'm not mad at that, brother. I really do like that. I'm not mad at that, because I'm not someone who believe in all that universal energy stuff. But maybe if I do see it every single day, maybe
keeps me working towards. Don't let me forget.
But not a pool though. I can't swim.
What?
I can swim to save my life, but if me and you about to drown, brother, guess what? So I told myself if I ever about to have kids, I'm going to take swimming lessons, because kids can find themselves to water. But as far as for myself, do you ever see? Now, I am the stereotype. I don't go to water, bro. No, that's
too
not
old not to be knowing how to swim, bro.
No, I can swim to save my life. I need you to understand that. But I'm not swimming out there for no luxury. I'm swimming to get away from something. Someone happened. But I don't go by no water though. Unless I'm taking a shower. I don't even take baths no more. I just take straight shower, baby. I don't even want to sit in the water no more. I'm good. I'm Gucci. But we about to get up out here. So make sure, as usual, you check out our show on all the social media platforms, as in SoundCloud, Podomatic. We are on iTunes. We are on Google Play. Just make sure you go to the search engine, type in Hip Hop Matrix Show, one word. You go to iTunes. You can follow me on my Twitter at J.Hall Radio. Follow this man at DJ Akademiks. Follow us at WHMS98. Be blessed, full, and successful, and we'll talk to you soon. We ghost!
It's the Hip Hop Matrix Show.